just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Gonna feel good. Gonna feel good. Holy moly, guacamole in my pockets. What a blessing. Got it on me. I got options. Real stepper. Check the shoes, get it poppin'. Eating good, feeling good. Where my hopping John at? Put it on a plate with some lemonade. That's the way we did it in the old days. Back then, mama said, get up, walk on play. But you better not come home like this. Street life. We was young, racing. Street life. Carefree was the best time. Fast forward, daydreaming about the next time. When it's gonna happen again, cause I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? How you feel? Turn it up a notch, pop up clean room. Everyday celebration, take a trip vacation. You deserve a day, you deserve a day off. Working for too long, gotta kick back. Turn my cell phone off, wait till I get back. Ooh, yeah, I did that. Living my life with no regrets. So I titled, let go. Pull up on me, where we on? We did chillin', where we at the spot. What time? Anytime. Let go. Pull up on me, where we on? We the coolin', where we at? The chill spot. What time? Party time. I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, what is going on, everybody? We got a little all rise action for you today. And you know I got my
Cup of coffee in the big time, yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Young Bowser vibes. Talk to the people.
Young Bowser, my brother.
Listen, man. Every time I see that cup, my mind goes right back to what my TikTok is flooded with currently, which is pretty much just Epic Universe and then Yankees
Oh, yeah.
baseball. My
Oh,
TikTok
yeah,
is a
baby.
very random place right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be like Bowser on that softball field, hitting bullets left and right. Fireballs. A bang, a boom, a bango.
You
That's
gotta
what
walk.
I'm gonna do.
You gotta walk up to the Bowser theme at least one time. That
Should I?
That
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I should.
one
Bum,
time.
bum, bum.
That would be good.
Boom, boom, dun, dun. I'll make my own song. Like I'll
That would be
start
good.
adding lyrics to it. You know what? Now you gave me an idea.
Record a song.
I might. I literally might record a song as my walk-up music. What up, chat? How we feeling out there?
I got four. I got a walk-up playlist ready to go. 4 walk-up songs, 2 honorable mentions, just in case. You never know.
Really?
Yeah. I'm expecting, we'll be out there a few hours, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Average game, you get about 4 ABs in. Now, everybody's not going to get 4 ABs in because of the amount of players on the team, but because
Facts.
NYU is throwing the event, like we got to play. We got to play the whole time. So we'll likely hit it 4 times. You guys know. Just want to be ready.
Yeah,
Stay
no
ready,
doubt.
You don't got to get ready.
Got to be ready for it, baby. Big
Yeah.
game up ahead is going to be great. What the hell is that?
Now
That's the N64 one. Imagine that, now batting.
number
Number
one, right?
The boss,
The
Pete Simonetti.
The ball.
I might not be able to walk up to that. I might just start fucking dancing the whole time.
Best walk-up songs make you stop and dance. If they don't, if you don't have a thought to stop and dance halfway to the batter's box, you chose the wrong walk-up song.
Facts.
That's just the rules.
Facts. I might come out to like a country song though and ride the bat like a horse, like to the plate.
That's
Nobody's
pretty funny.
Done that before. I don't know if anybody's ever done that before, but who the hell knows? But ladies and gentlemen, I gotta ask you guys: have you not bought your tickets to the event yet? Because if you haven't, friends, I'm gonna say something real quick. A lot of people talked a lot of trash about getting up there and hitting bombs. When's the softball event, Pete? When's the softball event, Pete? Well, I want to see you on that damn field, damn it, for Stand Up to Cancer. All right?
It's for the best cause, a cause that has touched us. You know, hey, yo, it has literally, affected all of us. I know, right?
Wow.
I feel bad having an Ayo something like this, but it is what it is. This is who we are. I'm sorry. It's a cause that has affected all of us, though, right?
Facts.
So
there's no doubt about that.
There's really no doubt about that. So I mean, listen, man, it's Friday. I feel like a lot of people got paid today. So tickets, if you haven't got your tickets already, man, you want to get them quickly. There goes the link.
Yeah. No, it's there already, guys, and get those tickets quick. I know a lot of you in this chat have got your tickets, so I appreciate you. I also want to shout out everybody helping. Victus Sports is helping put this together. We're gonna have custom bats that day. Jordan the Barber, of course, doing his thing, always showing love to NYYU. And of course, Mike and Ra Thompson, always a phone call away from helping to you. So always got to shout them out and give them love. Their father's organization, by the way, is really starting to, do the things that they were telling us it is gonna do. So scholarships, things of that nature for young athletes. So just an amazing thing that I'm so happy that NYYU can be a part of and assist in. And then, of course, having these amazing partnerships that we can pull off events like this, Francis, because, you're a Bronx guy. I'm a Bronx guy. And at the end of the day, man, Castle Hill Little League is the spot. Everybody knows Castle Hill Little League. If you're in the Bronx, especially East Bronx and that area, Pelham Bay area, Castle Hill, Soundview, all that 6 line, about Castle Hill Little League.
Oh, yeah.
So for us to have it there, to me, it makes it even better for us as NYYU. For sure, bro. For sure. Which is why I think we went so hard in getting that particular place. I mean, it's not like, we had options. We did have some other options. As recently as this week. The total got up pretty high. I think towards the end, it was almost like 10 different places, but it was. Castle Hill was always the number one because not just because of the location. It's not really about the location. It's more so what it means to the Bronx. And that's who we are, bro. It's NYY Underground, bro. Like it's real Bronx vibes, real Bronx people trying to put on an event that really caters to the people of the Bronx. And I think we're about to pull that off in a very major way. Oh, yeah. In a way that, dare I say, nobody else could. I agree with that 100%. And look, man, talking about community, talking about real talk for the real fan, talking about being underground, that's what it's about. It's about the community. It's all about that. And, the one thing nobody can ever say about NYYU is that we do it. We talk it, but we walk it. We walk it like we talk it. Walk it like we talk it. We do it, man. We're putting events on for this community. We also had options to do this in Jersey. We had options to do it outside of the borough of the Bronx. For sure. So, but nothing else makes sense. The Bronx had to be the staple for this type of event. So, not far from Jimmy's Cafe also. So it's all. It's right. Right by Jimmy's Grand Cafe. You guys know there's been some history over there at Jimmy's. Don't let me get into the whole Fat Joe saga. We'll be here all day because me and Francis can pull that off too. I was gonna say, if you guys didn't know that, we'll pull that off too. Hey, they see the hat, man. It's designated spitters for a reason, man. We know our shit. That's funny though. I didn't think we were going there this morning. But no, it's located in a very well-known area of the Bronx. Like, I mean, you said you grew up not far from there. Right there. Like, my Zariga Avenue, Gleason Avenue is where my grandfather lived. My dad had some clubs along those areas, so Scanlon is right around, is right there, maybe like 5 minutes away. Like it's those are the streets. Pete Simonetti was a fat little kid chasing down Mr. Softy. And look, we're hoping to recreate that moment
Only he's no longer a fat little kid. He's a grown man with a
Bro.
business,
Bro,
but he's still
if we
chasing down Mr.
recreate that
Softy.
shit and you get a film of me busting my shit down the street chasing Mr. Softy, that's
I mean,
it
it would be
man.
hilarious. I would think,
Now,
I think,
if
I
I'm
think we have to
chasing him
do
with a
it.
bat, that's a different story. Then we got a problem.
If you're chasing with a bat, something went horribly right. Something went horribly wrong. I think
What's so terrible, man? What's the
if you're
matter with
running
us?
down the field with a bat, I don't know if Jira's going to want to record that. I think she's going to want to stop.
What is wrong with us?
In which case, I will record it for you, brother.
Yeah, okay, good. Please, at least
I will
somebody gets
send
it
you
for
the
me.
footage. I don't know if the footage will ever be made public.
We can watch it together and laugh.
We can watch it together and laugh.
Yeah.
I mean,
We could definitely. We got some footage like that, by the way, that we just
do.
watched that
We
we
do,
don't put
actually.
out. That is just funny.
hilarious.
But let's get right into the season. The season is underway for our
yeah.
New York Yankees. They start a tough series today that I definitely want to spend some time on. I don't want to, up until this point, the Yankees are where the Yankees are at. They are 7-5 on the season. Again, that is currently in first place in the American League East. I know it's very, very early. These numbers obviously, won't last. There'll be some ups, there'll be downs. It's a very, very long marathon of a season. But the Yankees do return to the Boogie Down Bronx today. But Francis, it does not get easy. The San Francisco Giants are off to a very strong start. They are 9-3 to begin the year, leading that division, by the way, the West. Everybody talks about the Dodgers. The Dodgers, well, currently right now, you got some damn good clubs over there. You got four teams in that division that are very good. You got San Diego 10-3, Giants 9-3. The Dodgers, to their credit, are 10-4. And the Arizona Diamondbacks, who we faced already and saw what they can do, are 7-6. But today, the Yankees face former Cy Young candidate Robbie Ray, who's looking to be healthy this year and have a good year. Is off to a good start. Stroman on the mound. Then we got Hicks versus Warren. And then we got a Logan Webb versus Carlos Rodon. So not an easy 3 games here for the Yanks.
No. I would say here it's not going to be an easy series for the Yankees, but I also don't feel like it's going to be the easiest of series for San Francisco.
True.
I think the Yankees have played San Francisco pretty well in recent years. Also, I don't want to. Oh man, I hate that I'm going to be that guy because I've been thinking about it all morning. I've been thinking about it all morning how to say this without sounding like I'm like fully just shitting on them, because the Giants are a good team, right? Their lineup is a balanced enough lineup. They score enough runs to win. They have a very good pitching staff, and they play in a park, right, that is very conducive to those pitchers being successful.
Yep.
That being said, though, they opened the season against the Reds, right? They took 2 or 3 against the Reds. They played the Astros, who are a very interesting team, to say the least, this year, right? We don't really know what the Astros are going to be. I think if somebody sat there and told you that they were convinced the Astros were a good team, they are probably lying to you. Then they played the Mariners, right?
Fair.
They swept the Mariners. The Mariners aren't looking too hot right now. They haven't looked too hot in a little while. Then they played the Reds again, okay? Now, they dropped 2 games to the Reds in this last series. They looked a little human before coming to town against the Yankees. So I'm saying all that to say it is going to be interesting, because the Yankees will by far be the best team that they have played thus far this season. Right. So the same way that it's a test for us, I think it's also a test for San Francisco. And I like it. We said it the last time on DS that we want the difficult matchups to see what we're really dealing with this season.
No doubt. And the way you said that,
Gods, this is country.
that's what I got to say about that, man. That was country. The way you said that, man, that was country, because you just laid that out beautifully. Because as a Yankee fan, right, we're always seeing it as, oh my God, look at the matchups, I'm scared.
Yeah, we're scared.
Oh man,
exactly.
We're not seeing it from the other side of San Francisco now. Like Francis said, look, those pitchers are getting out of a pretty damn good pitcher's ballpark, and one of the most beautiful ballparks in all of stadium in all of baseball, to come to a field where, some of those fly balls to right field or down the line to left are out. So it's going to be a very, very interesting series. My keys for this one is I want to see that bottom of the order continue to put up some good numbers, because I'm not overly concerned at all. Obviously, I'm not concerned with Aaron Judge. I see some
Yeah.
people talking about he has no protection. I'm like, bro, where have we been the last 5, 6, 7 years? Aaron Judge has never legitimately had protection. You can even make the argument last year he didn't have protection. I mean, who was his protection last season?
So what you're saying is he's been raw dog in the league ever since he came up.
Bro, nonstop. Aaron
No
Judge
protection.
has been a rarity because it's like it doesn't matter how good the guy is or how bad the player is behind him. Judge is going to put up Aaron
gonna
Judge
be
numbers.
Judge.
And it's like there's nothing that stops that. So, you know, I get some people talking about, you know, there's not a Soto in front of him and all that. The top of the order, Bellinger started hot. But the
Yes.
thing I've been telling people about Bellinger and Wells is you got to remember, they were also extremely hot in spring. So
Ridiculously.
sometimes that's not always a great thing. Paul O'Neill has said that. Like when you're hot in spring, you want the season to begin because
Yeah.
you don't want it to go long enough where you start to cool off or that timing just gets off.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like that's what's happened with both of those guys is that their timing is slightly off. Because if you notice, they're hitting bullet fly balls. They're simply just missing on a lot of pitches. And it feels like the timing is just a little bit off for those guys. So I'm not concerned about the top of the order. I love, and I want to see what you think about this. I love Ben Rice as the leadoff hitter. I love him leading off.
It's one of those things, bro, where we said it with the second lineup of the season, right? Remember we saw that second lineup of the season with Goldie leading off, and it was like, huh? And then he ran with it. He stood with it for a couple days because they just were scoring a million runs. It's like you can't move off it until it stops working. And I think that's how we have to go with this Ben Rice thing.
That's
At
right.
some point, right? He has to kind of cool off, or does he? Right? In parentheses, you never know.
You never
But
know, yeah.
for right now, bro, I say, yo, it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's not like it's affected Paul Goldschmidt negatively easily.
God, he's been
either.
awesome.
He's still just hitting rockets all over the field. So, I mean, he's a
been
veteran, so right. That's the beauty of having a veteran in the lineup that you can kind of just plug him in at any point and he's going to be okay. Ben Rice, though, has been a revelation. I mean, somebody
been
posted a stat this morning about hitting with the highest exit velocities and barrels at the same time.
He's one of the top in the league
spurring
right, in
up.
baseball.
The top three
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
are Ben Rice, Pete Alonso, and Aaron Judge. Shout out to New York baseball. Like New York baseball killing offensively right now.
Yeah, I mean, I could actually let me see something because I know, and that goes into exactly what we're talking about now. Raw, great timing. He says early impressions of Ben Rice. Is it real or is it fake? Great timing on that because we're literally just talking about him. But I want to share this screen because everybody talks about when we call it the serial killer. Well, my man got the serial killer. And yes, it is very, very early. There's no denying that. Hard hit percentage is 100. Average exit velo, 100.
Wild.
X slugging, 98. Barrel percentage, 99. His chase rate, which is huge for him, it's 95%. Does he swing and miss? Yeah, it's going to happen. But when you're hitting the damn ball this hard with the results he's getting, there's probably a chance you're going to swing and miss a bit.
This page is going to change, right?
Of course.
But let's just take a moment. I want everybody who's live with us right now, just take a moment and enjoy what you're looking at on this page, because that page that you're looking at, that is an elite baseball player. That is an elite hitter. Like there are very few, the percentage of hitters who can create a page like this, the serial killer, as we've coined here, that's only reserved for the elite. And that's what Ben Rice is doing right now. So I'm glad that we're showing people this because it's really putting into perspective. When you see this, you only think about a couple of people that got pages that have ever looked like that.
Yep.
There's really only a couple names that come to mind. So again, like I said, it's going to change, but it's like to really put in perspective what he's doing right now. He is just that good. And to answer Ra's question, it's not fake. If he was doing this while at the same time batting almost 400 or some shit like that, I would say, okay,
Yeah, it's a bit
he's
much.
not going to be a high average dude. Like that's not him. That's not his character. But what he's doing is his character. He's hitting the ball hard, but this season he's hitting the ball harder. Well, that's in line with the workouts that he did and the work that he put in the offseason. Added the muscle, got in better shape to do exactly what he's doing right now. this is not, it's not an abomination. I don't think it's an aberration at all. I think it's the result of his hard work in the offseason. And I think the best telltale sign of that, the best barometer, look at the pitchers he's done it against.
That's right.
He's got brand names. He's got brand names in his book bag, and we're in April. That's when I at the beginning of the season, that's what I'm looking for. Like, I want to see him, Volpe, Dominguez. I really care what they look like against certain names. Like, we got Logan Webb coming up, stuff like I'm gonna. That's an important game for me.
Robbie Ray matchup tonight. If he's in that lineup tonight, that's a tough matchup. Ray got one of the best sliders in baseball, so
which kind of
he's
scares
still
me
pumping 95. So
yeah, it kind of scares me because if you were gonna sit him, right, like, oh, with the off day yesterday and everything like that, today would be the day, right? Yep. If you're Boone, if you're gonna give him the day, today's kind of that day. But I don't want that to be today because I don't want him to sit too long.
Yeah, I don't want him to sit at all. I want these guys to be able to hit lefties. It's kind of the when I'm watching the Tigers series and I'm saying, man, they don't have Kerry Carpenter playing against lefties. I'm like, that's bananas. This, like, you got to figure out a way. Like, if he really struggles, it's one of those things where it's like, you know what? I'm going to struggle with him in there, though, because he got to figure it out.
Yes.
Like, I got to take that. That's why I'm kind of like shocked where they really do platoon that dude. And
it's where the game
talking
is
about
right
one
now.
of the most underrated players in the game. Like, the dude puts up crazy numbers. He's really, really good. He's an absolute animal. So
He's
I'm
a
like,
monster.
I just find that to be so strange how they go about that.
Bro, they have it does kind of go to show that it's not just us, right? It's not just the Yankees.
Yeah.
Every organization has these pencil pushers who are telling them, like, it's more beneficial to just sit him in this game. Like, you'll get more out of the lesser hitter who you think is not the same player as this guy.
Mm-hmm.
That may very well be true, but against this pitcher, this guy's more valuable to you in the lineup. And teams are running with that. And look, whether we like it or not, there's numbers that support it. So until these guys change the narrative for themselves, they're going to keep having to sit because they gotta get numbers on their side.
Yeah, one more thing too to throw out about Ben Rice. Hey man, we talk about some of these. We talk about the 22-year-olds, right? The Jason Dominguez's of the world, and man, when is he gonna get it together? What is wrong with this guy? And people ripping their hair out their head about Jason Dominguez and the overreactions to him, to Anthony Volpe. Not really as much an overreaction to Anthony Volpe because this is year 3, so you would want to start seeing a little more progression with the bat.
Yes.
But Ben Rice is kind of on the trajectory. Now, look, if I'm not comparing the two, I'm just talking about a scenario here. Aaron Judge had his breakout year at 25 years old. Ben Rice has a chance of having his breakout year at 26. So, again, I know everybody wants to see the Jackson Churios of the world and the Merrills of the world that come up at 21, 22 and just take the world by storm. And not everybody's going to be that way. And it doesn't mean that they're going to be bad. It just means that some guys develop a little bit later. They kind of get what works for them a little bit later. And Ben Rice right now is looking like that. Now, should we necessarily overreact to the start? No. But like Francis said, he's not hitting 425, where it's like, damn, this is a major blip on the radar. There's obviously going to be some downside here. Yeah. Does it also mean he's going to hit 306 the rest of the year? No. But if we were talking about projections, if you remember, that if Ben Rice can give you Stanton regular season numbers, 24, 25, 26 bombs to hit 230, everybody was like, sign me the fuck up. Mm-hmm. Excuse my language on a Sunday morning. Everybody was like, sign me up.
It's Friday, by the way.
Oh, Friday morning, whatever the hell day it is. I don't know where I am. It's like the third time I've done this.
It's all right.
I'm losing it. I'm losing it. But on this Friday morning, all right? Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
If everybody was so cool with that, like, yes, sign me up. I'm okay with that. That's amazing. He might put up better numbers than that. Ben Rice could be on to a 30-homer year.
Yeah.
It could be more than even that. You don't know yet. But the fact of the matter is the start he's getting off to, you got to be excited about what you're seeing.
For sure. For sure. You have to. And I think, look, you said it. He's not going to be a 306 hitter likely. I don't think he's a 300 hitter. I've never looked at Ben Rice and said that, yeah, he profiles like a 300 average or above kind of guy to me. He looks like a guy who's, I think his ceiling, like on his better seasons, is like in the 280s. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I think if his average is down in the 240s, 250s, but he's giving you the 25, 26, 27 home runs, he's doing his job.
So he looked really good too. Like the couple of games he's played at first base, he's actually looked really good. Like they turned that really good double play that one day, and
yeah, he looks improved
looked pretty damn
defensively.
solid there.
But again, with these kids, right? Like that doesn't shock us. Like that's how it happens normally with them. You know, they come up, there's some rough games here or there, and then they continue working at it and they get better. Voila! Somehow, after some time goes by, they actually improve. Believe it or not.
Yeah,
it's a novel thought. Actually,
it's unbelievable, isn't it? It's amazing.
Crazy.
A little bit of time, repetition. These guys start to learn the league a little bit and start playing a little bit better. But
yeah,
I'm not overly. I noticed some people out there, and SGR said something last night that I really, really agreed with, and I kind of led into that too on the final Detroit game, on the post game that I did. Mm-hmm. Everybody was kind of overreacting to this series, and SGR brought up a great point. He said a lot of people were talking about, yeah, but they play in the postseason and it's cold. And he was like, yeah, it's not usually 21 degrees. So it's a little different to be playing ball in 21-degree weather. So I know people go pee, don't make excuses. I never make excuses for this club. Not here at the U. We don't do that stuff. We don't say, he was unlucky all the time. We don't do that. We may simply tell the truth. Well, that one pitch, he gets away with that one. It's a better outing. So I know it's easier to focus on the bad, but sometimes you do got to find those little positives there that's moving forward, especially earlier in the year. But I'm not holding the Yankees offense to the miserable showing that they had against Detroit. Now, if they come back to New York in these next, 6 games they play at home, if they are looking the same and guys are striking out the way they've been striking out recently, you bet your ass, man, I'm going to sit there and be like, all right, this is now, look, still a long season to go. But so far, no good is what I would say when it comes to the Yankees offense. But I'm not holding them accountable or having this Detroit series stick on the offense that they're just a bad offense. I'm not doing that yet.
You can't. I mean, I saw people overreacting to tons of stuff throughout the Detroit series, and it's April, right? And
everybody sucks. Everybody should be traded.
We're baseball fans. It's Yankees fans. Yankees fans demand a lot. Doesn't matter what time of year is. I get that. And we support that. I mean, we're constantly championing people to fan however they want to freaking fan. So shouts out to y'all. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Go crazy. But I'm not going to sit here and say that I agree with that at this point, especially when we sat here on this very show last week and then DS to follow and said, look, the next couple series are not going to be the easiest. Like, yes, we want them to sweep Pittsburgh, but there's a chance that Pittsburgh gets a game. And then on Sunday after the Pittsburgh series, we're literally saying like the Detroit series is going to be a very difficult series. It is going to be freezing over there. They literally are moving the game times up because of how cold it's going to be. It snowed in one of the freaking games. Yeah. Jason Dominguez was walking around looking like Buzz Lightyear. Like, bro, yes, people say, oh, but you're going to have to play in the cold at some point. For sure. 40 degrees, yes. Not 20. 20 is not baseball weather. Jazz Chisholm put it on his story, I think, before the second game of the series. In the morning, it was like 22 degrees. He's like, I can't believe they're going to make us play baseball in this.
And people are shitting on Jazz about that. And I'm
a lot they went at him for that, but
I know you don't want to hear it, but he's not wrong. Like there are certain things that he's not wrong. He didn't say I'm not gonna play today. He's gonna say I'm not gonna give it my all today. He was just like, we're playing in this shit. Like that's kind of wild.
No, also people forget. I mean, he came from Miami. Came from the Miami Marlins.
Bro, the whole team just came from Tampa.
Exactly. Here's the thing, and that's the thing I think that people discount because again, like a lot of people who are fans haven't been on the field or didn't spend a lot of time on the field. Weather impacts the game.
Hell yeah.
Whether it impacts football, whether it impacts baseball, it matters. It impacts soccer, the stadiums that are not closed. It impacts the game, how you play, how you prepare, what you're doing when you're out there, how you feel when you're out there. Baseball is very interesting in that regard, especially for the teams in the Northeast and the north of the country, because you go down for spring training to a very warm environment, even though Florida was pretty much colder this year. It still wasn't in the 20s, okay? It still wasn't in the 20s. You get used to that weather. Your body gets acclimated to that weather. You warm up to it. You're ready to go. And next thing you know, you ship back to New York for opening day and it's 30-something degrees.
Yep.
And then it's 40 degrees on a good day. And then you go to Detroit and you're playing in 20-degree weather. And people can say, oh, well, the postseason gets cold. Yes, the postseason gets cold. But what people forget is that when you're playing in the cold in the postseason, you have a whole season of playing behind you already.
That's right.
So
That's
you're
right.
warm. You're in midseason form. You're at peak performance. You are
Yeah.
the best shape to play that you are throughout the season. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you might be a little banged up, but you have all the reps of the season behind you by the time the postseason comes around. It
Yeah.
is April.
That's
They were
right.
playing in 20-degree weather in April.
Yeah.
So
And
yes, they look bad. They were supposed
Yeah.
to. Some of them were supposed to look bad.
Yeah. And look,
I
if you
hate
want
saying
to,
that,
again, and look, we're the type here that, like I said, if the Yankees offense is bad this whole month, we're going to say the Yankees offense was bad this whole month.
Exactly.
If the Yankees go to, mid to end of May and the offense hasn't taken off, we're going to sit there and go, well, here we go. You know what I mean? This is not looking good here. Like, what do they got to fix? What haven't they fixed? The Soto effect. They don't have that 1-2 punch anymore. If we are saying things like that, it shouldn't come on April 11th.
Bro, you said it.
That's my only thing. And 3 games of playing in 20-degree weather. Like,
you said it just now. If they come home now for this homestand and the offense looks the same, which I'm going to just forget any suspense. I'll give you my prediction right now. I don't think it does stay the same. I think the offense comes back to life over the next 6 games, even with the pitching they're going to face. But if, say it doesn't, then no, cold is not going to be an excuse. Okay?
yeah, correct.
Cold will not be an excuse here. Why? Because it's going to be in the 40s. They're at home in their very hitter-friendly ballpark. And next week, it'll be up to the 50s, almost 60s. So this weather, like this series against San Francisco, will still be a little bit on the cold side, but it'll be more like the game that we went to against Arizona. Which
that wasn't bad. It was cold, but not
to
freezing.
sit at and watch a game.
Yeah.
But for the players out there, it's not that bad. If you're facing a tough pitcher, it really doesn't matter what the weather is. I mean,
They don't need giant heaters in the dugout.
Exactly. It's not
Like they did in fucking Detroit, which is
Detroit.
so crazy, man.
Bro,
We're gonna get to your
20
guys. We're gonna get to your guys' voicemails here any minute, but I do want to talk about one of the big news that the New York Yankees have going on today. Jalen Wood, of course. I got game season tonight. No doubt about it. Clark Schmidt's on his way back. So we really don't have to spend a lot of time here, but this is good because the Yankees rotation is ass.
Is it
Yankees, look, anybody, Pete, but it's April 11th. Hold on a second here. Look at the names. I don't think anybody should have extreme hope in the Yankees, and I'm not going to lead you that way. I'm not going to simply say, don't worry, everything's fine. Like, calm down, everybody. The best thing for the Yankees right now is indeed they have time.
Yeah.
So they could figure out ways. They do expect that Louis Hill could come back. We haven't heard of any setbacks, knock on wood. Clark Schmidt, to his credit, has looked phenomenal in his outings in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Now, we'll see what he does in the majors, but I think everybody would sit here and say I'd rather have Clark Schmidt than have Cookie Carrasco, Marcus Stroman, even Will Warren. I think everybody's very more excited about getting Clark back in the rotation.
Yeah.
So, Francis, I ask you, because he made it through this, he's good. Everybody knows his next start will likely be against the Kansas City Royals here at home at Yankee Stadium.
Yes.
In that series, too, by the way, we're going to get Fried and Clark Schmidt, which is nice.
Yes.
So you're going to get what could be 2 of our best pitchers. I ask you, who comes out of this rotation? Because I feel like my mind now is a little more made up. I think I feel like I know who it should be.
Should be or who it will be?
That's the question.
You're asking me who it should be or who it will be?
Who it should be first. Who do you believe it should be? Then we'll talk about because I think we're probably going to be on the same page here, believe it or not.
In my opinion, who it should be, 1000% is Marcus Stroman.
Okay.
I've been a Stroman guy. You guys know that. I've championed him. I'm a fan of him, and I'm not saying this to say I am no longer a fan of his. I am saying that based strictly on merit and potential for the rest of the year, if I'm looking at this rotation and I have to take the last man out, just literally look at them and say, okay, who is the guy that I least want out there right now? Marcus Stroman is the guy. You might say, damn, even over Cookie? Cookie's older, and whatever like that. Cookie showed me more in spring training. Cookie showed me more in his first start of the year. Thus far this season, Marcus Stroman hasn't shown me much. He hasn't shown me much in any outing this year. It hasn't looked good. He hasn't been particularly sharp. He's walking very bad hitters, like very bad hitters. He's walking uber
Which has
dry.
been the Yankees' biggest friggin' problem, by the way, in these last
Yeah.
series was walking bad hitters.
I can't like I can't I'd love to be able to sit here and tell you that, well, the weather and the this and the that. No, that's not the same for Stroman. Stroman pitched in Toronto for a long time. Stroman also pitched last year's home opener against the Toronto Blue Jays, which was a very cold day. I was at the game. It was like in the 30s. It was freezing cold. He shut Toronto down. They could not do anything with him. He struck out Vladdy Guerrero Jr. like twice. Like that was a different version of him. He doesn't seem to be that guy right now. Is that
Not at all.
He's not going to be that guy all year? No. But if it was strictly based on merit, bro, right now, he'd be my guy. Who do I think it's going to be? I think it's absolutely positively going to be Will Warren, and there's nothing I can do about that.
That's tough. That's tough. And I don't disagree, which is the scariest part about it, because the Yankees have put themselves in a very, very tough situation of not having depth on this team when these injuries happen. That's something we talked about a lot in spring. So I don't disagree with you there. I almost feel like there's not a wrong answer if you're sitting there as a fan going, it's got to be Cookie or Stroman. I mean, I don't think there's really a wrong answer. I think you go either way on that one. But if I had to guess Yankee logic, it wouldn't shock me if they sent down Will Warren for a little while just to keep arms for the beginning of the year. And they know he's going to be back anyway. So that wouldn't shock me one bit. Now, I will say this about the Yankees. Over the last, couple of years, 2.5, they have started to rely a little more on the youth and kind of make the decisions based off of the younger talent with potentially more upside than somebody else. So does that mean they'll do that again? No. But, either way, getting Clark Schmidt back to go along with Rodon, to go along with Max Fried, who looked absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you're talking a guy that game again, that was the cold weather. This dude was hitting 96, 97. He had 98 once on his heater. But forget all that. He has one of the best curveballs I've seen in baseball today. I mean, I never knew Max Fried's curveball was that good. I had no idea he had that good of a curveball.
That's his pitch.
It is filthy.
Yeah.
It's Barry Zito-esque.
I mean,
it's Barry Zito-esque in his prime.
He gives me, honestly, the actual pitch, I could see the Zito comparison. The way he goes about pitching, like the way he attacks hitters, gives me prime Wainwright vibes.
Yeah.
Like the way that he mixes and the way that he sequences gives me those Wainwright vibes. But I think the big difference is that when you can go into Detroit in freezing cold weather and get your fastball up to 98 to play off that curveball, now you're talking about a whole different ball game. So shouts out to him.
Filthy.
I mean, and that again, right? We were saying it before the season started when Cole went down that, it hurts a little bit less because you have a Max Fried and you know that he has that ace potential, that ace ability, and he 1000% proved it game 3 against Detroit because those are the moments when you need your ace, when you're losing, when you're on a skid, you lost 2-3 straight, offense isn't giving you much of anything. That's when you need the ace to come in and be nails and shut down the opposing team and make it so it doesn't matter if your offense stinks it up for 7 or 8 innings because the other team already feels like they lost because they can't touch your guy. And that's exactly what he did.
And the other thing, too, when you were talking about Marcus Stroman, I just wanted to pull something up here. And I know it's very, very early in this regard, but the scariest thing about Marcus Stroman is, and not that he's really relied on velo, but even his velo is down across the board on all of his pitches coming into this season. So he looks like a guy truly that is just trying to get everybody to chase and to nibble, but there's not enough sharpness there to get him to chase. There's not enough. They're not reacting to his pitches the way they used to react to him. And, Marcus Stroman at this stage, and look, easier said than done. Throw strikes. Easier said than done. I completely understand that. But he's also a constant professional. He's been there, done that, been there for a very, very long time. I almost feel like he needs to utilize that sinker more and just get batters to put that ball in play a little more. The only issue is when he's utilized the sinker, it's been up in the zone. So guys aren't missing
He's
it.
been missing
They're
a lot.
absolutely drilling it. And then when he's throwing these sliders and the cutters away, it's far away. It's well too far away.
Yeah.
And nobody's really chasing it. So, it is April 11th. I do say the Yankees rotation is ass. There's no denying that. But with Clark Schmidt coming back, you're starting to get a little bit of healing in the rotation. The only thing that kind of sucks is it does put a magnifying glass more so than ever on the top of the Yankees rotation, on Rodon, on Farid. It's going to be the same deal for Clark. Once he gets back in there, is like, you need to produce immediately.
Great expectations. Yeah.
It's great expectations on these gentlemen. So it's gonna be an interesting time, and we'll see how the Yankees do here. I'm actually really interested in the next 6 games. San Francisco's a fun series, and then Kansas City's a rematch of the playoff series of the American League Division Series. So that's gonna be a good one too.
We need to take 4 of these next 6 games. I think
mandatory 4. Mandatory 4.
I
If you could pull off 5, that would be friggin' huge. Sweep one of
amazing.
these series.
I think Rodon's next start is
Big.
huge. It's early in the year. He already has an amazing performance under his belt to start off the year. We need to follow up to that before that first performance starts looking a little bit fluky. And I'm not saying that at all in any way that first performance was that, but this is what good pitchers do. You build off of those performances. The subsequent 2 weren't great. Okay. You did battle in that second one and you held the game. This most recent start, I don't know. Like it's not, again, do I blame the entire game on him? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't blame. Again, it always seems like I always feel like when I talk about Rodon, at some point it sounds like I'm making excuses for him, and it's like I'm not. But it's like it's just the truth of the matter. Right? I can't lie to you and say no, we lost because he was complete garbage the entire time. Whatever. No,
he was dominating that game. I mean, Rodon was filthy that game.
That's what I'm saying.
The 3-run home run broke his back. I mean, again, I know you can't say that. Nobody wants to hear that shit because it's still 4 runs or whatever. It's still a bad outing. But you take away that one thing, shit, it looks very different.
Also, look at the home run. It wasn't like
a bad pitch.
It wasn't a cock shot.
Nah, that man went down after that shit.
Literally, it wasn't a cock shot. It wasn't like a freaking 450-foot bomb. It was a freaking laser that just got over the wall and left. And it's one of those, and listen, we're Yankees fans, so we know more about cheap home runs than a lot of other people do. Not more than Boston, even though they don't like to admit it with that pesky pole bullshit they got going on. But I'll leave that there. But so I'm not gonna get mad and say, oh, it was a bullshit, whatever. But it is what it is, right? It was a 3-run home run. It happened, but the pitch wasn't particularly bad, and it wasn't a 450-foot bomb. It just was one of those things where, look, you put yourself in this position, you made your bed. Look what happens, right?
Yep, no doubt.
So I need his next start to just be one where we're not having that conversation after, because I'm getting tired of having that same conversation.
Nobody wants to keep doing that. Nobody wants to keep saying, well, if that didn't happen, or if this, no. We just want to see consistency.
Exactly.
I mean, you look at the Savant page, it's not bad. I mean, this is an improvement based off the guy that we were seeing a bit last year. And the one thing about Rodon is the strikeouts are up. I mean, compared to even what they were last year. He's off to a way better start in the strikeout department. The only issue that he's having now is we know he gives up home runs. But as Kurt Schilling famously said, give up the solo shot. Don't give up the 3-run shot. Rodon's problem is he's walking far too many to begin the year. He's walking far too many. He's putting guys aren't hitting him. He has a low batting. I think guys hitting like 1-something against Rodon this year. So that's the problem. He's putting guys on base. Then he's giving up the home run. That's his issue. That's the big problem for him. That has to change.
To me, that's where the mentality comes into it. And I love the way he's been mentally. His composure on the mound to start the year, I think, has been phenomenal. Even with the home runs given up. I still haven't seen a moment where I'm like, oh, look, now he's pouting, he's giving up or whatever. I haven't seen that, right? Maybe I missed it, whatever. I've watched all his start. I haven't seen that moment where I'm like, this is the shit that I don't like with him, because now you can tell he's just given up here or whatever. He has not given up on himself or a game yet. And I love that. The issue is the reason that these walks are happening is because when you don't get them to chase on the first 2 that go for ball, you gotta make a decision, right? And this is what separates the good pitchers from the great pitchers. The great pitchers can make that decision, all right? And they can put their pride aside, all right? Because in that moment, sometimes it is pride. Sometimes you didn't get a call. Rodon has also been the victim of a lot of missed calls early in the season. So I get that, right? And Ashley Rodon is going to make sure you all know about those missed calls. So don't worry about it. We don't have to do that. But even when an umpire misses a call, right? And now you're down in the count, whatever, that's fine. But you got to put the pride aside and say, okay, this is a count that's in the hitter's favor here. I'm not going to nibble. I'm not going to be cute. It's time for me to attack, right? I got a fastball that eats. Let me challenge this guy to put the ball in play and beat me that way. If you challenge the guy with the bases empty and he puts the ball over the wall, a solo home run, okay, fine. We live with it. It's one run.
It's not going to beat you. Solo home runs don't beat you like that.
It's one run, but the bases stay empty and you have another chance to attack the inning clean. But when you walk one guy and you walk another guy and then you let the guy sneak one over the wall for a 3-run shot, those are the back-breaking moments that we keep having with Rodon. And it seems very self-inflicted is all I'm saying. I feel like, and I know it's not all his fault, but again, I feel like if just a little change of mentality when you fall behind in those counts or you get a call that doesn't go your way, like just say, all right, screw it. Let's just attack this guy. Like, all right,
see what happens.
We'll start
like
fresh
you
with
said,
the
worst
next
case
dude.
is what a solo bomb.
Exactly. He's got a pretty good fastball when it's on.
It's
so
been good. I mean, his
either,
overall stuff has been better to start this year than it has to start last year. That's I think that is fairly obvious. But
you showed it.
Hopefully,
it looks a lot better.
Hopefully, you get consistency from him. Max Fried continues to be the guy that I think we all believe Max Fried can be, and then you get Clark Schmidt back, and at least you got a 1 through 3. Maybe Will Warren is penciled in there, and Will Warren starts doing a little better, and we go from there. But I wasn't gonna bring this up today, but I do see some people talking about it in the chat, and we'll run by this real quick before we get into voicemails here.
Okay.
Concern about Devin Williams. I've mentioned this to people a lot. Look, New York is a different animal. It's a completely different situation than it is in Milwaukee. Anybody that is concerned about Devin Williams right now, I'll say this. Just like anybody else, he deserves time. The back of that baseball card is very, very good. This is not a bad pitcher. Now, is the jury out on if he can handle New York? Of course, that's for everybody. I mean, anybody new comes in, we always go, let's see if he can handle the brighter lights, the bigger moments. But I've also heard from some Brewers fans that go, it's kind of normal Devin. He kind of starts the year slow. He does walk guys, so that could be a concern a little bit. He does tend to nibble a little more than you'd want to see him do, but he's also been extremely successful. But if you're a Yankee fan and you do have concern about Devin Williams, I will simply just say this. It's this year.
Yeah.
So there's not like a long-term commitment that we just signed his deal for 5 years. It is this year. So God forbid, if Devin Williams does struggle, he's not locked in. But there's a long year ahead. There's hot weather coming out.
Thank you.
Coming up, and I think Devin Williams, as of right now, you can't sit there and say he can't be the closer. You got to go to Luke. I mean, it's bananas to do that. Yeah, it sucks to see a 4-0 lead. He comes in and gives up 3 runs and can't even make it out of the inning. Of course, that is concerning. You don't want to see that happen. Hell, he even said it. I don't feel like myself right now. It's not doing what I wanted to do, but I believe I'll get there. And he said, look, I've started the year slow before. And based off the numbers, his worst month is March, April. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, man. We got time. Got a lot of time here.
Literally, my entire argument for Devin Williams is just that. Just look at the numbers, right? His career numbers are there. You can look them up on whatever app you want. Of any month, right? And March, April is in baseball is 1 month because we never played any official games in March. Any month of the season, career-wise, his highest ERA is a 3.03, and that is March, April. In his career, this is the highest ERA month for him career-wise. OPS, right, is his highest OPS by month is 671. Can you guess which of the months that's
March,
also
April.
in? March, April. He's just a career slow starter. That's him. It's who he is.
We've had many of those on this club. Mark Teixeira was a known career slow starter. That first month, you're like, all right, he might hit 225 and then he hits 340.
Exactly.
Right after that. So it's not an uncommon thing that somebody starts slow. And I'm not going to go back and forth with you here. Nobody could ever take you seriously when you say anybody can handle New York. Don't do that shit in here. I'm telling you.
No.
Because there's certain things I'm not cool with. Don't sit there and say every single player that's a lie that New York is tougher to play in than fucking Milwaukee. Because honestly, you're not going to last in this chat if those are the type of, if that's your mindset, because it's fake. You're lying. It's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
To sit there and say New York, anybody can play in New York. It's not an issue. It's an absolute lie and shows you're ignorant. You don't know shit about what you're talking about.
Ask Joey Gallo that question.
As many players that have been great. Sonny Gray came, he was phenomenal. And he was phenomenal right after he left.
Ask Randy Johnson that question. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. It's not nothing. It's not a nothing burger. I don't care what any stat or any nerd or any Twitter troll says to you. It matters. It's
New York.
It's a thing. And with Devin, there's a lot of other things going on. I think people have to take into account. He's just had a baby. You know what I'm saying? That matters. Okay. Also, just got traded to a new team. That matters. Like there's
a new league.
Yeah, it's a new league.
It's a lot.
Like, all this stuff matters, whether you want to admit it, whether you want to quantify it or not, whether the nerds tell you that there's a stat for that or they don't. It matters. Okay. Real life, what you have going on off the field and everything like that, all that stuff factors in. All right. I'm not saying it as that's supposed to be some kind of crutch for him to go out there and be ass as the closer for the entire season. No, that will not be an excuse if come September we look back and say this dude was hot garbage as our closer for the entire
100%.
season. No.
And then you know what he'll do? He might sign somewhere else, and you look up and go, damn, Devin Williams got a 191 ERA again.
Be the best closer in baseball.
It wouldn't shock anybody.
No,
that's not uncommon.
It shouldn't.
But my thing is to LI. My thing is to LI. It's very simple. And anybody who states this, don't say that out loud in conversation, because players know this. Players talk about this daily.
Yes.
New York is a different animal. You mean to tell me a grown-ass man is going to sit there and go, yeah, when you went to New York, it's a completely different beast?
Yes.
They're going to admit that as a man, it was harder to play in New York City. That's a fake thing because the LA Yankee King, Ohio boy, said it.
No, come on. Okay, Li, Randy Johnson was 40 when he was here. And guess what?
What was Sonny Gray's excuse?
He was older when he went back to Arizona the following year and was good.
What was Vasquez's excuse?
Like,
what was Joey Gallo?
I could do this all day.
You can go on for you could go back to the 70s and 80s and look at players that came to New York and they were a shell of themselves and they left and they were okay again.
I mean, it is what it is. People, you know what I'm saying? You want to not believe it. That's fine. That's your prerogative, but you're wrong. And we're not going to sit here and not tell you that you're wrong. You're wrong.
The fact is, it's not an opinion.
No, it's
not even an opinion. These are professional athletes that simply say New York is different. Yes, Nick Swisher spoke about this, how it's completely different to play in New York City. And you do feel you're playing under a microscope. It's very different to blend in Kansas City. It's very different to blend in Milwaukee. Very, very different. Stepping into New York, the Yankees, the pinstripes are heavy. Hell, the Mets. Soto's going to have a tougher time if he struggles than if he signed with the Reds.
For sure.
And it's blended. I don't care what money he's making.
It's a different experience, bro. It's a different experience. Listen, look, this is known league-wide. You go to a game, right? Say you go to a game in Cincinnati, which I did, right? People who go to the game in Cincinnati are going to a baseball game, and they're going to a baseball game as an event. That is the event that they're going to a game. They have a couple beers, they get a hot dog, they get popcorn. There's a show going on in the stands. They have the cameras. They're shooting T-shirts into the outfield bleachers and shit. It's an experience. That's why people go to those games. You know why Yankees fans go to Yankee Stadium? They go to see the Yankees win. Everything else is secondary. They don't give a, they could care less about your tiramisu helmet. They could care less about the 99 burger. They could care less about who the hell is in the stand. Every time they show a celebrity in the stands, we're like, okay, who gives a shit? Let's play. Like literally, okay? I've been at games. Where you got former politicians, former mayors, Spike Lee, freaking current Knicks players, and people, they put them on the screen. Everybody's like, yeah, okay, great. All right, let's get back to the game. Because Yankees fans go to the stadium to see the Yankees win.
It's demand.
A lot of other fans around the league, They go to the stadium to experience a baseball game. It's an experience. It's the thing they do. We don't do that in New York. It's just not who we are. I'm not saying it as if we're better or worse than anybody else. I'm just saying it is characteristic of us as New Yorkers that we don't feel like we have time just to go to a game for the experience. We go if we want to see our people win. And the players feel it when they're on the field. I don't know how you couldn't, because we're practically on top of them.
Facts. Hey, yo.
Thank you for being a friend.
I thought she was gonna let that one.
God.
I thought she was gonna let that one.
Oh, no. Steels might have to clip that one. Ross says, Pete, I personally believe Williams will be fine. It's just unfortunate that he was the face of the facial hair policy. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the people saying they change it just for him. I'm sorry. I think you're out your damn mind crazy. It's a one-year commitment.
Yeah.
It's legitimately a one-year commitment. I don't believe. And yes, you're not wrong, Rob, because it does seem like everybody is kind of saying they changed their facial hair policy for this guy. And no, I don't think it was for this guy. I do believe Hal Steinbrenner would have said it's something they've talked about quite a bit.
They wouldn't have done it for one player. And if they
Eli, you're dumb as ass. You're dumb as ass. Honestly, get the fuck out of the chat. Get out of the chat. I'm tired of it. Get out the chat. Go to another channel, please. Yeah. I'm not joking. Go to another channel. I can't. And look, I love everybody. Everybody knows Pizza Man doesn't do this. But you can't come in here and be part of a conversation and you're pushing a narrative that is absolutely false. There isn't I guess, I believe this player could do this. It's not true. It's a fucking lie. So you're not going to sit here and take the chat somewhere else by talking bullshit. You want to have an opinion of players? Have an opinion for players. You're not going to have a fucking opinion about, New York. What is New York? Who gives a shit about it? Shut up. Shut up.
Steels is a clown. Bro, it's like, I don't understand how people could hear what I said and say, so he's saying every other fan base goes to
he
lose.
He has no idea. He has no
but it's
fucking clue.
No,
he has no clue.
They don't go to watch their team lose, but it's not the same as the Yankees.
Of course it's not. Bro, you're talking to a dude that stays in his house in Ohio.
Yeah. Everybody knows this. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody knows that and whatever. And guess what? This is why people hate Yankees fans. This is why people say that we're unrealistic and that we don't know baseball, whatever, because we show up to the game, every single game, expecting to win every single game. That is literally why people hate Yankees fans.
Look, man, I look, like I said, man, I could take any type of opinion you want, but don't be blatantly lying about certain stuff. Don't talk about what playing in New York's the same thing as playing in Arizona or Milwaukee. It's just it's such a fucking bad, horrible take that it's like it can't even start a conversation. It can't, and you can't let that happen. It's
anybody
ridiculous.
who watches baseball.
Anybody,
it's not that. I mean, you've never looked at Chase Field and said, "Wow, this feels like a zoo." No, yeah. I'm sorry. It's not saying we're better or worse. It's just different. Is what
when a guy struggles in Arizona, do they go, I mean, it's tough to play there?
No, nobody.
That Arizona media, that's a dog, man. It's a tough area.
Said nobody ever.
Nobody's ever said that. Nobody saw Corbin Carroll last year. They said, you know what it is? Corbin's done something. What's up with Corbin? They never said that beast, man. The expectation was too high in Arizona on Corbin Carroll. Those fans are tough over there.
You ever heard somebody say, the weight of the navy and blue?
Right? Yeah.
The weight of the beer cans in Milwaukee.
Right. Too much.
Have you ever heard that phrase? No. I've never heard any others. I've only ever heard the weight of the pinstripes. I've only ever heard that. And you're not talking to a guy who only watches the Yankees. I watch pretty much every freaking team. I've never heard. I'm not saying that there's other teams. There's not other teams where the scrutiny is high. Boston is
of course. Boston,
Mets,
LA,
obviously.
the Mets,
Dodgers also.
Yeah.
San Diego now is a place that before you could go to San Diego and kind of like hide out. In 2025. No, because Fernando Tatis Jr. is there and he's going to do something every day that's going to have you on camera. So, like, there's a lot of places that are under the microscope. We're not saying the Yankees are the only one, but to sit here and say that it's not different, it's just cockamamie. Come on. You got to be better than that.
All right, guys, let's get into your voicemails. Take a listen to what's on your mind today. Here we go.
Hey,
Pete. Happy Friday. Excited to have the Yankees back at home.
Friday.
Although, this weather's kind of terrible, so we'll see what happens. But
it's kind of wacky.
My question is about Ben Rice and when Stanton comes back. Obviously, you have Goldsmith, playing very well at first. Any possibility that they consider making Ben Rice the third baseman? I mean, he's a catcher, so obviously his arm, has to be decent enough to make those throws. And I just think a guy like him, so young, I'd like to see him on the field, right? And obviously you don't want to see that bat out of the lineup. I'm just kind of curious, what your thoughts are on that. All right? Take it easy. Have a good weekend. Talk to you.
Thank you, brother. And I can make this one very short and simple. Who's preventing him from playing third base right now?
I mean, you want to be honest?
That's my only process on that one is if the Yankees were even considering that he could play third base, what's preventing Ben Rice from playing third base right now? If the Yankees believe Ben Rice could play third base, they wouldn't have had the whole conversation about who the third baseman is going to be all off season long.
They could have had.
They wouldn't be talking about Peraza. They
Yeah.
wouldn't have been talking about any of those guys. Ben Rice would have just been planted as he's a good third baseman. He could defend well there. We believe he's an average fielder. We're going to give him every opportunity to win that spot, and they would have put him at third base.
And you can't say it's that they're caught by surprise with the offensive performance because the Yankees, to their credit, were saying that they believed in him as a middle of the order bat well before any of what transpired this season happened. So
that's right.
They knew that the bat was what it was. So if they thought that, well, we can put him at third base and solve our problem there or whatever, I think they would have done it. I think, and I don't think it's a bad voicemail. I think it's a very good voicemail, and it's a fair question that I'm sure a lot of fans have. I just think it's our job to tell people that, unfortunately, at the major league level, it's really, really, really hard to just convert somebody like a Ben Rice to a third baseman. It was very different with Jazz Chisholm, who was already playing a middle infield spot, to move him over to third base. It came up as a shortstop. So, that was a different situation. But to Ben Rice, that would be very different. And I think it would be difficult.
No doubt. Let's keep it going.
Hey, Pete, Francis, Jira, Chat, William Henry here. Just wanted to send our love and prayers to our singer, Uncle Dom. We love you, Uncle Dom. Also, I didn't get to vote in last Sunday's designated spitters, the smash or pass. But if I can now, my late vote is smash. And the reason is that at my age, you always vote smash because you don't know how many chances you're going to get. Regarding baseball, I know our starting rotation is a concern, but I want to see Matt Blake be more active during games by going out and talking to the pitchers more, especially the young guys such as Will Warren. Blake often goes out too late or not at all. And Pete, I know you're a manager. You have to check on your employees, especially if there's trouble, and I just don't see Blake or Boone doing that enough. And Boone, idiot that he is, should be telling Blake to go out there more, in my opinion. My other concern is regarding Carlos Rodon. Rodon's good year last year was huge as a reason why we were successful, and he deserves credit for learning to be a pitcher and just not a thrower. But saying that, he's got to be better this year, especially with what our rotation is. He's getting $800,000 per start, and his act is getting really thin with me. I'm tired of watching or knowing he's going to implode at any minute. He needs to calm down and be more stable. In my opinion, he needs a lot less cupcakes and give him the Sergeant Hartman treatment from Full Metal Jacket. Anyway, I'm out. Take care. Bye.
A lot of great points. I mean, you're talking about starting with absolute honesty there, which I absolutely love. Always a great voicemail from our guy, William Henry. But, man, William Henry said flat out, hey, man, I got to smash because at my age, you don't know how many chances you're going to get. So, hey, that's all right.
I mean, that caught me so off guard, bro. I can't even tell you.
I had no expectation that he was going back to smash or pass. I was like, we don't even do that all the time.
But
it was random.
Once he showed that he was going back to that, which I think now we realize we have to make this a segment.
It might have to be a little more, every now and then we might have to do a smash or pass.
People have responded, and we are for the people. So I think we are do it. But once he said that he was going back to it, you could have stopped the voicemail right there and said, okay, you have to bet your entire life on what he's going to say here. I would have put my entire life on pass.
Yeah, me too. I would have definitely said he was going to pass. But apparently, apparently William Henry's a freak.
I didn't.
We found out today William Henry likes it.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
All right. Hey, it is what it is. But what he did say about Carlos Rodon, I'm there with you, William Henry. I'm there with you, man. Look, everybody here wants Rodon to do well because the Yankees need him to do well.
Exactly.
But you are right. It does get old when he'll start a game like the Tigers game. It's like, damn, the guy's putting everybody away, man. This is what I signed up for.
Yep.
Like, I'm like, during those moments, I'm thinking, oh man, my Cy Young pick for the Yankees this year is feeling pretty good right now. And then, he walked in number 9 hitter. There's a base hit. There it goes to right field. 3-0. It's like, come, bro, how do you go from like here to like here in the span of like 2 pitches quicker than anybody I've ever seen? And he's right. It does get tiring because you don't know what you want to believe yet. Sometimes I have these phenomenal outings and then it's just like, man, how long is this going to go? Are we going to get this for two or 3 starts? Is this going to be for 2 or 3 innings? So that's the worry thing. That's the worrisome thing about him. And Mr. Wesker says he's worried about Rodon, but not Stroman. I just feel like it's because everybody kind of knows what Stroman is. Like, it's kind of hard to be like, is Marcus going to go on a run? It's like, I don't know if that's there this year.
It's like, yeah, I don't think it doesn't make sense.
It's kind of tough.
If you are worrying, I don't think you use your worry energy on Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman is who he is at this stage in his career.
Yeah, you can see it.
It doesn't mean that he can't win ball games for teams.
Right,
I still think there's value to him as a pitcher, but like that value is a very specific value. And right now, with the rotation that we have, it's not the greatest fit.
Correct. Let's keep it going.
It's been Francis Machoking in the house. How you doing? To the underground and the UWO, yeah. We start a series with the San Francisco Giants, and the only treats they deserve are elbow drops to the melon. And T.S. Chisholm needs to stop arguing and start eating doubles. And Carlos Rodon needs to put away his Goldex and break out his cutter and attack the hitters like they just stole his lunch money. Yeah, which probably happened. But today is special because I want to dedicate this next part to Uncle Tom, who we love and miss. He'll love brother and Steve Macho. Dig it! I paid my dues time after time. After my sentence, who committed no crime in bad mistakes. I've made a few. I've had the sheer sand kicked in my face, but I've come through. Yeah, we are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. Yeah, we are the champions. We are the champions. No time for pukesters, 'cause we are the champions. World! Ooh, yeah! Watch out!
I don't even know what to say. Like,
bro, he just always outdoes himself, man. It's just he can't.
That has to be clipped. That has to be a short. That has to go across everywhere you can actually go to on that one. What a friggin' moment.
That is Macho King. That was absolutely positively amazing. Dude, tip of the cap to you. Like, that was
that was obviously in honor of Uncle Dom.
What a way to honor Uncle. Like I say, what way to honor.
That was
Uncle
beautiful.
Dom. Like, that's the way you do it. That's the way.
That was beautiful, man. Wow, that was like, what else can you say? And I hate saying it, but I feel bad for anybody having to follow that because that's like the highlight of the show right there. Mach just took over the show in the span of a minute and a half.
Literally,
unbelievable moment, man. Right there, Uncle Dom. By the way, if you are seeing that, I hope you recognize the love that the NYU community has for you. And get better, man. We need to hear from you. Where the hell you at? Come on, get better, man.
We miss you.
Come on, Dom.
Oh, that first voicemail with those golden vocals is gonna be something.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Here we go.
Pete, your boy Simon, the Bella Vista Bocce Master, calling from Bella Vista in New Haven, Connecticut. How you doing? Well, we go back home and play the Giants. I think we're going to beat them this time. We're going to beat the rest of these teams. We got to stop with the ping pong, This is ridiculous. We got to put some more warp speed into those turbo bats, whatever you call them. Anyway, I can't wait. Well, you have a good day, Pete. Rock on. NYY Underground forever. Smacky the likey. Hitty the subby. And remember, Aaron Judge is a gift from God. I said, Aaron Judge is a gift from God. And Hal, if you're listening, if Boone doesn't make it this year, he's out. No ifs, ands, or buts. Or I'll issue the Brett Gardner curse. May you be cursed for the rest of your life. Have a good day, Pete. Bye.
Brother Simon, can you have brought somebody else up? Oh my God, really?
I don't know what's going on with Simon lately.
Simon's violated big time in the last couple of days.
Yo, he's on one right now, bro. First of all, he said, I don't know, you got to put warp speed in the turbo bats.
Turbo bats, the new thing. Mega Man made them. Mega Man from Nintendo. He made the new bats they call turbo bats.
Turbo bats.
You charge them. You hold back for a while, and they turn blue. You swing, and they just
Boone is done. If he doesn't do it this year, he's done.
And then he said, the Brett Gardner curse after just losing his son. Oh my God,
dude. But we also got to double up on the Aaron Judge song, which I missed.
Yeah, that is nice to hear that. Alex, my good friend, says, "Where's Hirsch?" I spoke to Hirsch probably a few weeks ago. And what he told me is that he's going through life right now and they're dealing with some stuff. So again, man, it's not my business to, keep reaching out, of course. Hirsch said he still watches. He still loves the U, of course. It's nothing like that. People go through life like we all do. And, Hirsch is fine. Hirsch loves the U. We love Hirsch. Like Jira just said, life happens to all of us. So I just hope everything's okay. That's all I could say is best wishes to him and his family. Hope everything's okay. That's all. Let's keep it going.
Okay. Good morning, fellas.
There he is.
Quick question for you guys. I think we're facing Robbie Ray today, and he kind of fell off the screen for me a couple of years back. I don't know anything about him anymore. I know he's a former Cy Young winner, but I don't know if he's got anything left. If you guys could just give me a quick rundown on what you think of him, if he's doing good or not, or what his stats maybe are, anything, see if we have a chance against him. Because I know he was good, but I don't know anything about him now. So if you could fill me in just a little bit, I would appreciate it. Okay? You guys have a nice day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. I'll be happy to fill you in. He had Tommy John surgery. I believe it was Tommy John again, which had him miss some time. But Robbie Ray, as you guys know, was a premier pitcher in this league for a while. I think going back to, I want to say, was it 2021 or 2022 when he won the Cy Young? It was one of those years.
I feel like it might have been 22. I'll look it up, though.
Yeah, I think it was one of those years. But again, this is a guy that's constantly dealt with injuries in his career. So he is back on the mound. They're saying he is fully healthy, so he's expecting to have a regular year. He's pitching to a 3.18 ERA. I think the one thing to pay attention to, though, and again, very early, but I wanna give you some feedback on what you said. You want to learn a little bit about who he is and what we're going to see today. 2021 is when he won the Cy Young.
With Toronto.
His fastball velo isn't fully back. Strikeout numbers are down. He's a major strikeout guy. But in 11 and 1/3 innings this year, only 6 strikeouts. So that is kind of not the MO of who Robbie Ray is. He had one of the best sliders in the game. He was also usually throwing 95, 96, 97, 98. Right now, his average velocity is sitting at about 93 miles an hour. So I don't think he's fully back to the guy he could become. But if the Yankees were to struggle with Robbie Ray, that would not shock me at all, just because Ray is a good pitcher.
Yeah.
But like Francis said, I'm with Francis on this. I do believe the Yankees offense will be better this coming series.
I think they're going to be the best lineup that he's faced thus far, because he had Seattle first, and he struck out 2. He went 6 innings against Seattle, only struck out 2, and still only gave up a run. Yeah. Seattle just wasn't doing it that day.
Yeah.
And then his last outing against the Reds was the one where he got up to 4 strikeouts, went 5 1/3 or 5. I think 5 1/3 or 5, a little, maybe just 5. Got the 4 strikeouts. I think he gave up 3 or 4 hits in that one. And the 3 runs, if I'm not mistaken, which again, still damn near quality start and pretty good. But the Yankees will be the toughest lineup that he's faced in this early goings of the season, and the most balanced. The Yankees lineup is very balanced this year, and I think that's where our strength lies. So same way that you're saying it wouldn't shock you if he dices him up. I don't think it also should shock people if the Yankees jump on him quick and get him out of there. Or like it's one of those things where I think it's one of the two true outcomes with tonight's game.
Facts, no doubt about it. And I don't know why my mind just went here. I was just thinking of
Monsters
the video.
Unchained. Oh, sorry.
No. You know, I'm always thinking of Monsters Unchained. You know, I'm always thinking of that as it is. I was just thinking of the video that DJ Steels did with the tiger uppercut. Bro, that shit was so legendary. I was looking at my phone, I saw a Discord message. I'm like, damn, that was hilarious.
That was good.
I want to thank this community real quick. And I know I do this all the time, but there's a couple of things. This community is so awesome, man. And it's like a community inside a community when it comes to Discord. And it's really amazing to see. So you guys don't know this yet. And Macho sent me a newsletter that he created as a community newsletter. It's not something like me and you do or that I'm in control of.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you enjoy watching something, so you create your own community kind of, and you put like a newsletter out what NYYU is up to.
Exactly.
And let me tell you something. Me and Jira looked at this thing yesterday, and we're like, that is so fucking awesome. Even she just said, I absolutely loved it. Bro, it was so cool to see. But then Macho asked me, like, where can I release it? I'm like, Mach, I'll be honest with you. I really don't know. Like, it's not something that I want to take control of.
Exactly.
Because it's for it should be your guys' thing. Like, that should be something that if everybody wants a newsletter, maybe an email sign up where it gets massively, shot out to everybody. But so friggin' cool, man. So well done. So precise. And it's just really nice to see that so many members of this community really enjoy not only what we do on camera, we do at the events, but each other. Like the people involved in this community is just top friggin' notch, top of the line. Truly, truly, truly the best of the best. It really is. It's the best of the friggin' best.
Truly. That's a great idea, by the way. Like I absolutely.
You got to. I'll show you. I'll send it to you. I mean, it was so done.
I think it's a phenomenal idea, but I'm in agreement with you. I think because that's like the next. It's like the next stage of what NYYU is and the community is like the empowering the community itself to do things like this, right? Yep. Where we're not taking ownership. This is a This is a you guys thing. Like So yeah, I think that's a great idea, and I think you're 100% spot on. Like it should be a them thing, and I'd love to see what they come up with. Right? I mean,
no doubt
how good the stuff that they put in the Discord is. Which again, if you're a member, you're not in the Discord. You are
got to be, man. You're missing out.
It's such a big part of the experience with NYYU. I cannot stress it enough, bro. I went in there the other day, but I got tagged, and I freaking opened it up, and it's a freaking video of El Torito with the Se Murió. Instead, it's the Gabagool vocals. I mean, Gabagool. Bro.
That's why, like, I stress this shit, man. It's like,
so good.
Bro, if you're a member, join the Discord, man. Please. And by the way, we don't troubleshoot Discord here. I got somebody hitting me up. It's like, I'm trying to keep getting errors. I'm like, bro, I don't troubleshoot Discord. Like, I don't know. I'm the least. Francis would tell you, Jiro would tell you. You want to talk about technology, you don't talk to Pete Simonetti. You don't talk to Pete Simonetti. I don't know shit about technology, how to connect these things. That's not my area of expertise. So
I looked into
DJ
it for
Steels does a great job, and I'm not putting it on him for everybody to hit up DJ Steels, but a lot of people in this community have helped others get in. So again, man, if you're a member, Discord's free. You don't got to pay for Discord. Get into Discord, connect it, get in there, and see the fun things that this community creates, because it is a community creating a lot of these videos. When I'm sitting there doing the Yankees are playing the Tiger, so I go Tiger, because that was my childhood. Tiger uppercut. Saget was like the hardest guy to beat in that game.
It was.
So when I saw that and then he put that on there, bro, I'm sitting there literally tears coming out of my eyes, laughing that hard at how funny that video was. It's hilarious. Good. To see the game with my voice, stupid, but it's funny because we all live it, so it's hilarious.
But that's what makes the Discord so freaking good, and that's why
exactly
it's its own experience. Like again, you guys, you watch us, you're here on YouTube, you're in these chats. These chats are like their own thing. Discord is a completely different thing. For anybody who's sitting there thinking like, well, I wouldn't join the Discord because like I'm in the chat like when you guys are live, like it's the same thing. No, it's not. Like you couldn't be more wrong.
It's way different.
It's way different than these chats here. It's an ongoing conversation that is literally 24/7. There's somebody in there sending stuff. You always talking about baseball, talking about Yankees.
Me and Joe were in there like 1:50 last night talking.
Yeah, I mean, it's how it is. It's a constant conversation. Pete's in there. I'm in there. Jira's in there. I mean, all the OGs are there for the most part. And you get unique things. Like, obviously, you get bonus material that sometimes doesn't make it to our socials, right? That we just put in there for the members. But then you get the shit like that. The tiger clip or the El Torito video, the other one, like or just clips that Steels has in some archive somewhere, which I don't know where he keeps this archive, bro.
That's what I want. I want to find out what this archive is, because I say it all the time.
A vault.
I'm like, how do you guys have a soundboard of me already?
He's got
like
a vault.
they got a clip of me, Francis. I'm not joking. That could go with any type of response. I'm like, damn, okay, I'm a soundboard now. That means, hey, look. If I were to pass away, that's all right. There'd be soundboards of me and stuff like that.
Oh,
People
no,
still talk as me.
Immortalized.
You create AI of me right now as it is, but we got to take the U all the way to the top, all right? We can't be doing that mess yet.
Yes, sir.
Before I get into the last voicemail, I got to ask everybody here a question. Who is going to this event?
Good point by Jira in the chat, too.
That doesn't have it yet. You get your tickets to the event early, yes. We do that early. You get Discord gets
early
everything
access
before everybody else does. Early access on everything. Also, a discount on merchandise is also in there. Anything on the website, you get a discount too.
Colmo.
Which goes with that. So I just want to ask anybody out there, are you planning on getting your tickets to the softball game on May 10th that you haven't done it yet? I just want to get an idea of when we're going to do this draft, because here's the deal, folks. We have to do this draft sooner than later because people want to get their jerseys. So me and Jira were looking at this. We want to have this draft no later than the 21st or the 22nd of this month. So everybody can know and they can get their jerseys in and all that. Chandler said he's going to play. Steels just said he told his boss he's going to need a day off. And I hope you're playing, Steels. That'll be awesome. Medina, I know you got your ride. I know you got yours. The only reason I'm saying this because I think right now, what did I tell you, Francis? We have about 21 players. Overall.
Right, 21.
I think it's like 21 or 22 that's already in. Steele says he's going to play. So look, we don't have to get 50 players. It's not that we have to. I want to, because I want this to be the biggest event it could be. But we definitely need to get to the amount where we can get to that day and go, let's just do the draft. And if anybody buys afterwards, we can figure that part out. But I want to make sure, because Medina's bought his jersey already. A lot of you have reached out about getting your jerseys already and the hat. By the way, jersey hat combo, $100 flat. You get both of those. If you want just the jersey, $70. Just the hat, $35. But I want to be able to give everybody enough time that we ensure if you wanted one, you get it. And you know what team you're on, because we don't know right now. Francis doesn't know what team he's on. Jira doesn't know what team she's on. The only two people that know
drafted.
The only two people, Francis, you would think he's a first round pick. Right now, he's sitting back waiting. He got his phone next to him waiting for the call.
Look, it's right here.
There it is. So for us, all we're simply saying is, if you're going to do this, really, really try to do it as quick as you can. What you think of a day of for the day of the draft? Look, brother, Chandler, whenever we have enough people, we're doing a draft. We're doing it immediately upon having enough people. We're going to start that draft process and get that done. It's going to be random. We'll do it live. But the only two people that know the team they're playing on is me and Jordan, because we're team captains. So it's Team Pete versus Team Jordan. So we're the only ones who know, okay, that's the team that it's going to be. Hell, to the point, Jira's like, I can't get cleats yet.
Yeah.
Because we're coming decked out. I know I am. Jira is. Francis is. We know us three. We're coming decked out for this game.
Full player gear.
Full player gear, ready to go. I'm excited for it. But yeah, man. Another thing that have been asked is, what equipment do you all have to bring? Honestly, bring a glove.
A glove. That's it.
A glove. That is truly it. I'm gonna have things like eye black. So I'm going I got the pink ones for everybody. I got the blue that can match Jordan's team if you wanted to do that. I'm going to have all that stuff there. We're trying to do as much as we can for the community. The bats, you don't got to worry about because Victus is giving us those custom made for that game.
Exactly. So everybody will be able to use those. Yeah.
We'll have photography. We're going to have 2 photographers there. So, man, everybody's going to have to check in. If you're at the event, you got to check in, meaning you have to have a ticket, whether you are a player or a spectator. You got to have one of those tickets because we are doing check-ins at the gate and all that to make sure everybody's there that's supposed to be there. So I'm super excited. I can't wait for this event to happen. And like I said, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you got some friends who want to play, get them out there. Give them the link. Share that link out with anybody you know. Because again, this event succeeds, it's better for everybody. It's better for the Bronx community. It's better for Stand Up to Cancer. It's better for NYU. And it's just something else that we'll add every year during May to do this event. So again, guys, $25 and $50. You know, I know for certain people and things, times aren't easy. And sometimes $50 is what you need for the week. If you can make it happen, man. It's for a really, really awesome cause. And this is going to be an amazing event. I know for a fact it's going to be.
I look at it, I tell you like this. I look at it like this, right? When we do the events in the Audi Club, you're looking at almost a $200 ticket most of the time. For this event, as a player, you spend $150. You get your player ticket, you get your hat, you get your jersey. And that's not including the experience that you're going to have playing in the game and having fun out there that day. I think for the price, it is absolutely positively phenomenal. And to know that that price didn't go to a $1 billion organization like the New York Yankees, it went directly to a cause that has affected each and every one of us in some way, shape, or form is even better. So,
and can I add this part to what Francis just said? You're going to get a chance to honor a loved one, a friend,
who you're playing for,
or whatever it might be. Correct.
Yeah.
So we're going to have the signs like they do at the home run derby and all that. So you're going to get a chance to honor that person. And yeah, that's going to be on YouTube. That's going to be on the vlog. That's a huge moment that we're putting together. And I got 2 people I can't wait to honor who've passed away for cancer that had a major impact on my life. So, it's even more than that. It's an experience, and like Francis said, it's going to an unbelievable cause. By the way, too, you know, I can't speak for Jordan as of right now, but a lot of times Jordan will bring merch, you know, that we can do as an auction for Stand Up to Cancer. Yes. We're also going to be, you know, doing a quick little auction after the game for some of the bats that we utilize in this game. Now, to be fair, I'm keeping a bat. I got to keep one because it's the very first. So there's going to be a time where NYU wants to have things that are like, you remember that? You remember when we did this? Look at where it's at now. Remember how that started? That's crazy, right?
Exactly.
We want to be able to have those.
This is one of those times. Yeah.
100%.
But at least two one of ones are getting auctioned. At least.
No doubt about it. No question about it. At least 2 of those are.
Heavy on the one of one.
Facts.
That's crazy, bro.
Chandler also says, yo, Pete, I'll gift a few spectator tickets. Just let me know how to go about it. Chandler, you could literally just buy them and we can talk about it here. Or you can send the money here. We'll buy them and we'll give them out. We could tell people, hey, if, you know, we'll write your name on the list. If you want those tickets, you can have them. There's so many different ways. You could do it yourself. And you could say, hey, I got 4 spectator tickets. I'll let Pete know. Let me know the names of the people. And we can make that work. But if you do have any of those questions too, nyunderground@yahoo.com. Easy way to contact us to make it work. But as I said before, let's get to the final voicemail. It's our good friend Joey. Always like to hear what he got to say.
Hey, this is Joey from the Bronxy, baby. How you guys doing?
What's up, brother?
Some so-called fans, and you mentioned this as well, are calling for Jason Dominguez to be traded. Like, trade Dominguez.
It's crazy.
It got me thinking, and I just got an idea. Would it at all be possible to trade fans?
Oh,
I was just thinking, you know, some of the Yankee fans.
Yes.
I mean, I love most of them. We're all rooting for the same team, but some of them are dumb-ass motherfuckers.
Okay.
And they just piss me off to no end. So
I love Joey, man.
So I started thinking, you know, if we can fucking trade players all the fucking time, how about we trade those fans that call for Dominguez to be traded? Let's trade them instead. Let's trade those dumb motherfuckers to the Mutts or the Red Stockings or something. You know, let's start a new trend. Trade fucking dumbass fans to other teams. I think I'm onto something.
I think you are.
Anyway,
You really
talk
are.
to you guys later. Bye.
I would just like to know who's like the GM of the fan trading, because
I think we could do it. I think it should be us.
I'm okay with doing that. Yeah, no doubt about it. I think
the GM. I'll be the assistant GM. I think we're well qualified for it.
I think so. I think that's very, very fair. I think we could certainly make this happen.
I think we'd make some pretty great deals, honestly. Probably get some fans to be named later. A little bit of international pool fan money.
I like that. International pool fan money's very, very nice.
I mean, a little bit of international anything is pretty good. You know what I mean? I'm with Joey. I love that voicemail.
A lot of ladies in, a lot of countries that aren't in America are big fans of those Yankees.
You see, I like how
bring them on over here. We can have a much better looking fan base over here really quick.
You see what I mean about this guy? Because I said it and he knew exactly what I meant by that international pool fan money. Okay?
When you said that, forget about it.
He knew.
When you said that, that was it for me, baby.
Listen,
I'm going to come.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. I mean, we can swing some deals is all I'm saying.
We can swing a deal, all right. I'll swing
deal.
something.
All right?
I'm going to go out there. I'm going to swing me something, damn it. With that being said,
yes.
Everybody, have a great rest of your day. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for hanging out with us for like an hour and 30-minute episode. We appreciate it. Had a lot to talk about today. Again, get your damn tickets. Send it to everybody you know. Hit them up. Say, come and join us that day. It's going to be great. Much love to you all. Peace out. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. Peace out, baby.
Yankee.
Where's my outro? There we go.
We got it next. That's how you finesse. We come for they next. We come to collect. Did it all on my own, yeah. When it brought it back home, yeah. Now they calling my phone, yeah. But I'm all in my zone. They not a threat. Tell them reset. When they're at their best. We still not impressed. Did it all on my own, yeah. When it brought it back home, yeah. Bought a watch with the stones, yeah. Caught them watching my thumb.